Hey, what's up, guys? Cam here, and today I'm coming at you from Encinitas, California, and I'm here with my buddy Michael Hrostoski. He's the founder of the School for Men and really good friend of mine. For so many of you guys going through this journey to quit playing video games, it's a process of self-discovery. So I really wanted to bring Michael on today to share a bit about that. So just introduce yourself quick and tell us a bit about the School for Men.
Cool. So I'm the founder of a company called the School for Men. It's a global community of men committed to mastering the game of life. So I mean, there's a lot of you know similar metaphors, and I love speaking to you guys because like I was a gamer. I was actually like the fattest kid in my class in middle school, and my friends called me Sumo. And I was just a super nerd, and like I still am a nerd. We were just hanging out in my living room here in Encinitas talking about how like nerds rule the world. So like just like video games was kind of my life, and then I started getting into personal development, and I started reading books like Think and Grow Rich and stuff by Tony Robbins, and I had this insight of like, oh, what if I made my actual life like the most epic RPG ever? Like, what if I made my life into the most epic video game ever? And I literally just like changed everything. I left my job, I sold everything I owned, I traveled the world for like 2.5 years straight. I started working with a lot of like the world's greatest teachers in spirituality and sexuality and marketing and entrepreneurship and sales. And then I started just teaching other men, and I built this company, the School for Men. We've had 50 guys go through our program from 8 different countries, and it's just like the world's most supportive community of guys who are like really just getting after it in every area of their life. Because I truly believe, and one of the things I say a lot is like what one man can do, any man can do. So I mean, literally, me and Cam are just dudes who are doing things that we love. You completely have the capacity and everything that you need at your fingertips, the internet, to learn how to do it. So like everything that we're doing, you have the capacity to do that and more.
Yeah, so I absolutely love it, and I know that Michael's someone who's been through the journey, right? Like, so he was a gamer. He was someone who was called Sumo, and now he's living the life, right? Like he's really.
And I'm like, and I'm ripped, and it's like just everything. Like I just decided to change.
Right, and so during that process, there's going to be times that are very challenging. It can be a very overwhelming experience. You're maybe losing some friends. You're going through emotional changes. You're learning a lot more about yourself, and just that whole experience can be very overwhelming. So tell us a bit about that in your journey and how you were able to kind of like get through some of those times.
Yeah, I'll share. I'll give you guys this metaphor. One of my teachers, Martha Beck, who's like one of the world's best life coaches, she uses the term called the empty elevator. So I know all of you guys are, you're on your own journey, and some of you are at different levels. Like you might be, I don't know where you're at, but wherever you're at, like just by being part of like the Game Quitters community and consuming like really valuable content on YouTube, and maybe doing some work with like Landmark or Tony Robbins or something, you're already on the journey. And it's kind of like an elevator that's like going up, and as you go up, like people get off the elevator, and that's one of the biggest pain points that I hear from my clients or anyone that does personal development work, is that, man, just like I'm changing and I'm growing, but like no one else in my life is, and I'm outgrowing my friends, and my parents think I'm weird because like I want to change the world, and and like I'm becoming happier, and my friends are like putting me down for it. So the beauty of the empty elevator is as you go up, like people will start to get off, but the good news is like the higher and the higher you go on this like infinite magical video game called life, like more people start to come on. And again, we were just sitting in my living room talking about a wedding that we went to a couple weeks ago, where I mean we both have a world class social circle now. Like I'm friends with New York Times bestselling authors and a ton of just like millionaires who make money on the internet, and just people who are just like truly changing the planet. And I kid you not, like it happened relatively quickly, but the one thing I think, like the one tactic that I'll share is just ask for help. Like I mean, everything that I am as a man came because I was courageous enough, because like I think one of the bravest thing that a man can do is ask for help. And I just started asking for help, and I mean it started with therapy, and then I started getting coaching, and then I started like going to different conferences and masterminds and just attending events where there were awesome people. I felt like the low man on the totem pole. Everyone seemed so much cooler than me, but just like through osmosis of hanging out with people who are like really doing amazing things, I started to naturally up level every area of my life. So that's really like the gem that I want to leave with you, is ask for help and get support. And just like whatever you're dealing with, like reach out to guys like Cam or guys like me, or join a program like the School for Men, where there are people who are sort of like at your level and who are committed to growing, instead of maybe your family or your friends who like might be less than supportive.
Yeah, and one place you guys can do that, of course, is on the forum. And so the forum, we've cultivated a really amazing community of people who are like-minded, who understand what you're going through, and who have your back. And so if you're not already on the forum, definitely join that. And then I'm really excited to share Michael's School for Men, because I was kind of sharing with him that as much as I know that it's so important that you master all these different areas of your life, I'm not necessarily going to be the one to develop programs to do all of that, because there's already really amazing programs out there like the School for Men that can really help you kind of take that next step in your life. And so just share a bit about what the School for Men is, what the program looks like, and how they can find out more.
Yeah, so I think you guys have a special URL, I think gamequitters.com/men.
Yeah, and it'll be linked below, so you can check the links below.
So that's the URL. Basically, it's a deep dive into these like 12 core areas of masculine mastery, and I'll just list them off. It's self-awareness, self-acceptance, integrity, courage, emotional power, impermanence, the world of women, sexual mastery, wealth consciousness, spirituality, the body, and fun and creativity. And just every week we like deep dive. There's homework. There's a super supportive community in a private Facebook group, and the men who join, like just things in their life start shifting as people vulnerably share just like their stories and just like whatever's coming up. And for a lot of the guys, a lot of the feedback that I've gotten is I've never had so much support before. Like I've never had support like this, especially with like other badass dudes all over the world who are also into like playing a bigger game. So I mean, really, it's a support group with standards, like very high standards, and there's a pretty like amazing number of men who are in there just doing big things. And yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah, so definitely check the links below. And the one mindset shift you guys really want to have is that for so many years you've been investing time and energy and money into video games. And now as you're going in this new journey of self-discovery and self-mastery, you really want to start to shift that as well. So not just investing your time and your energy into personal development, but also your money. And that's really where you're going to be seeing a lot of different gains. So whether that's with the School for Men or in books or anything else, those investments in my life, and I know in your life as well, have really paid off. So definitely encourage you guys to go check that out. You can check the link below. I know he has a free video series that will walk you through some extra information, and really hope that you guys got a bunch of value out of this. If you do have any questions, just leave them below and I'll be in there answering them. I'll link all Michael's stuff there as well. And if you guys like the video, hit thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, thanks guys.